What's going on, guys? Today is Tuesday, March 29th, and I just wanted to put out a quick video because there are some things that you should be concerned about right now with the Bitcoin chart, or at least, keep an eye on it because if you haven't taken any profits yet, there's a possibility that we are about to reverse from here. And I'm going to get right into the charts, share it with you. I don't think I'm putting any more coins, any more trades on right now. I'm already in four trades right now. So I'm in Link, Litecoin, Ren, Bitcoin. So I don't think I'm going to be putting anything else on. I will show some things that may be signaling or might be of interest to get into right now. But that's all for now. Let's go to the screen, to the chart. All right, so this is where Bitcoin currently is on the daily. Now we are up at the 200-day moving average, and twice already we hit it and we kind of got rejected. Not bad, right? But it still is a reversal candle, somewhat. So this is significant resistance right here. The other thing I'm looking at is the RTSI. We are in way oversold territory on our RTSI. We're getting a 90 read, right? That's not to say we can't go higher. We can. Right here, we were at a 94 read. Right here, we were at a 96 read. Right here, we were at a 92, right? So there's a bunch of times, but you did see eventually we did reverse from these areas. Now, here's the reason why I don't like the RTSI or the RSI for that matter. Let me get back to it. So sometimes when we get into these overbought territories, it stays in here a long time before it comes down. And it has in the past, kept me from getting into a trade and then only to watch it continue another $5,000. So let's look for one of those areas. So right here it gave us a read on, right, we were at, let's see, 86 on the 27th. Right, so basically on this candle. Right, so we were already in oversold from the 26th, which was here. And then we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more days of upside. And we went from 37,000 all the way up to 42,000. So, come on. So, excuse me, there's a possibility that we continue up from here, but I don't think it's going to go much further. I think at some point we are going to have to come down and retrace a little bit. You want to see retracements, right? You don't want to see something keep on trending without getting, coming down and resting for a while. That is what a healthy market does, right? You want to see people coming in, runs a good amount, which we already ran 30%, people start taking profits, right? And let it come down a little bit. And this would be the people that missed here, that's their opportunity to get in. And then they start buying it again and it starts running again, right? And then those people are going to take profits somewhere up here and then price will start coming back down. By then you have these lines came up, profit, so it comes down. And then the people that missed here, that's their opportunity to get in and ride another wave. So whenever you see a market that's just keeps going and going and going and it's not getting any pullbacks, that's in a very irrational market, right? It's not a healthy market. And when this thing does start coming down, it's going to come down like a brick. It's just going to fall. And at that time, we could be all the way up here. And if you buy up here, this thing could come smashing down, right? All the way back down to 42, 44, right? Because technically, you're not in a downtrend until you break the previous low. So we could come all the way down here still and still be in a healthy market. Now, we were waiting for this breakout. Everybody was waiting for this breakout. And when it finally broke, if you didn't get in on like the 4 hour that I was talking about a day and a half before, then you probably missed this move because it ran too much. You don't want to buy a candle like this because the next candle could be all the way back down. So you wait until it comes down eventually, and that would be a buy. I'll give you an example. So Ren, which I took yesterday. So we had this break. I was waiting for this breakout right here. Kept on hitting, waiting for the breakout. When we broke out, we had this huge candle, and I said, I'm going to wait for it to come down. So I put an alert right here, and I waited. And so I got the alert. I bought in right here, and now I'm up. Right now I'm up 9.85% on, I think. Let me see if I refresh this. 9.97%. So there is concern here. And if you look at the lower time frames, let's look at the 4 hour. Right, 4 hour just lost the Tenkinson and looks like it's coming down. Let's look at the 1 hour. Right, 1 hour. Now we're getting the Tenkinson under the Kijinsen, and we look like we're kind of starting to trend down. Right, and this looks like distribution. Right, when you get that rounding top, people starting to sell, and you get that rounding. So it does look like we're about to see a pullback. Let's look at the 15. So the 15-minute 2. We haven't broke this right here. We bounced off it, bounced off it, bounced off it. But if we fall below 47,139, I expect to see more downside. But we also are, right now we're in a range on the 15-minute. And once we break this, you'll see the Chico span start coming down and getting away from price, which means we're trending downwards again. And we also have a high, a lower high, lower high, lower high. So the highs are getting lower now. So just keep that in mind. We just did get a turn on the RTSI right here. So I do think we're gonna get some movement back down. Right? So where will that movement be to? Well, if we're just gonna retrace to the 4 hour, right? We may have came down to it already at 1660. Well, that's Link. Sorry. So I think we'd come down to the 46,000 area on the 4 hour, and if we're going to trace further, then maybe possibly back to the 44,000 area. Where was the breakout? And this is where the Tenkinson is, right? We could literally come all the way back to 42.7, and we'd still be in an uptrend. Keep that in mind. But also keep in mind that these altcoins. Look at Link. I just saw it. Where was it? Is that not Link we were just looking at? Yeah, so keep in mind, when these things come down, they're going to come down a lot quicker than Bitcoin, most likely. So just something to keep an eye on. And if you miss the move, the way to get back into this is buy at the retracement, right? And put a stop loss right below it. So buy at the retracement, put a stop loss below it, because if this is just a retracement and then more upside, then this will get you in to continue on. But I listen, I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if this market's just really irrational right now and it's going to continue on to 51,000 or 53,000. I hope not. I hope we see retracement first. But if you're trying to get into this and you think it's going to continue up to 51 or 53 and you want to get in, then I'd look for a retracement at least down to the 4-hour Kijitsu and take a trade there and put a stop loss underneath it. And if it closes below that, then you know your idea was wrong and we're probably going to see more retracement down. Sorry. I keep on looking at other coins. But yeah, so if we fell below 46,000, so if we retrace on the 4-hour to 46,000 and you buy here, you'd put a stop loss right below it, right? And if it comes down and closes you out and continues down, you know your idea was wrong. But you don't want to let it come down here and buy in and then let it keep on coming all the way down, right? Because we don't know where it's coming down. You could end up buying here at 46 and then it'll continue down to 44 or maybe even 42.7, right? Which is what I was looking for before the breakout. I wanted to see, when we were here, I wanted to see a move back to the 42 area and then try to break through, and it didn't. So I ended up buying on this candle. And if you remember my last video, I said, you know, sleep with one eye open, right? And that was around here where I said that, because I thought we were going to come up and possibly break it there. But I said, wait until at least a 4-hour candle above it. And we got this close right here. And I said, you know what? It's going to continue. So I bought in on this candle. I was feeling good the next candle because it was moving in my direction. And it came down and closed below it again. And I'm like, shit. Right? And it just rode this for almost another 40 hours. And then I was feeling a little more comfortable when it started coming up this way, right? And I said, okay, it's going to work out. So I didn't have to close out my trade, and it worked in my favor. But now we are back below the Tankinson here, guys. I do think we're going to come back down somewhere in the 46,000 area at least. Let's look at some other things. Now, a lot of you might say, well, why didn't, you know, we had a lot of pumps in the last week or two, and you might be saying, oh, why didn't I put out a bunch of stuff? Well, for one, Bitcoin was at, hold on. Right? Bitcoin had this big candle, and I expected stuff to come back, and I didn't want to buy an altcoin with Bitcoin overextended like this, because I said, you know, if I buy now, if Bitcoin falls 10%, the altcoins are going to get destroyed. So I kind of went risk off on the riskier coins, even though we were getting a lot of signals. And the other thing is, I wasn't so sure this was a reversal yet, right? You look at ADA, right? So when you're looking at a downtrend, you're coming down, you got a high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, right? So you got all these highs here coming down. So when you break the first one, you're like, okay, possible reversal here, right? We're no longer looking for shorts. because we are possibly getting a reversal. We just broke the lower high, so now we have a higher high in the works. But when we got here, like I said, Bitcoin was already overextended. I'm like, I don't know, but I also thought there was a possibility, like it did here, and like it did here, and like it did here. Well, where might possibly still do here is come down. So I decided to be risk off on the other coins for the most part. I did take certain things that I saw at the breakout, like this, if I caught it while it was coming back down. That I caught well. Let's look at now LRC. LRC, I was expecting the same thing. So we finally broke through, and we're at the 200-day moving average. It is looking strong. We are just coming into oversold territory right now. I'd like to see it to come back down at least to $1.19 and retry that area and then bounce off of it. Right? And that's another thing. Let's look at ADR again. Right? Who's to say we're not going into a range here? Right? Most of the time, assets are not trending up and down. They're going sideways. So what's to say that, okay, we had a downtrend, and now we're going to move sideways for a while, and then we're going to blast off to the top? We don't know. So until we break this, now I'd say we're in an uptrend. Right now, I'm still thinking we could possibly be in a big range that's about to start. And you look at this on a lot of coins, right? What's to say that this is not going to end up ranging right here and just start going sideways? This could happen on most of them, right? We didn't break out on AVAX. I'm waiting for a breakout on AVAX. Okay, so we hit here, we hit here. The low's been getting a little higher. I do think we're going to break out on AVAX. But again, I want to see a break of $95 or $96 before I take a trade on this. All right, so keep that in mind. But again, here, look, this could be just a huge range that's forming instead of, so we got downtrend, now range. Until we break here, then we start trending back up. So while we had this big move, we could be setting up for a big move back down, all the way back down to the bottom of the range, and just kind of work back and forth for who knows how long. BCH, when we got that big break, I put a buy here, never got back down to it, right? I put a signal, I wanted to see come back down, buy it, and take it up. Didn't happen. I could actually take this off now. I'm not interested. I think there's better opportunities. Crow, same thing. Maybe we're going into range here, back and forth. Or maybe we're just going to come down. That would be a buy. Come down, buy, and maybe make a, come down and then go higher. So I would be possibly buying these midpoints right here. Right, so come up, come down to the Kijinsen, and then possibly take another leg up if this is going to be a full reversal. Right now it's just a V. Same thing. Looks like we could be ranging here. And that's why I didn't put these trades out. CVC I missed, right? I was waiting for the breakout of this this triangle, and this would have had a 11-cent target. So that's the target on it. It's about 45 cents. Right? And it's still not an oversold. It looks like it could still go a little bit more. Why ain't I taking it right now? Because where Bitcoin's at. Let's check Bitcoin once more. Yeah, Bitcoin still looks like it's just like slowly making its way up there, right? It's definitely losing momentum heading up, and I think we'll possibly just kind of work our way down. And that's what we want to see, right? We don't want to see wham, right? We want to see come up, slowly trend back down to the Tankerson or the Kijunsen, and then pull off again. So I'm going to leave at that, guys. The RTSI on the daily does look like it's starting to turn here, guys. So be careful. Maybe if you're in a trade and you've been in it for a while, you want to take a percentage off. I can't tell you what to do with your money. That is up to you where you take profits. I know for me, I will probably be taking profits when I get a orange or blue candle on the daily. If I don't get that, I'm staying in the trade. And that may very well mean that I give back all my profits, right? Because where did I buy in? I bought in at the break. So if we close back below the Tankerson, I'm definitely not going to make money on this. So it's all up to what you want to do. Prior, I was taking profits at the ATR, right? So had I gotten in on a candle like this, it would have told me 30% here, 30% here, 30% here. So we wouldn't have hit our third take profit on it yet. We were close to it, but we didn't hit it, and we would have got knocked out. Now, what happens if this thing keeps on running another $5,000? I would have been knocked out waiting for a retracement to buy back in. So let's see. I think we could come back down without me getting knocked out of my position, without getting the blue candle, and then start trending back up and keep me in this trade a little longer. But let's see. That's all I have for tonight, guys. I will try to be more frequent. Things have been really crazy. I got taxes going on right now. Had my son for a couple of days, so I'm trying to get back into the groove of things. I know I started off strong for a good month and a half, and then it's kind of been slowly dwindling off. So I'm going to try to get back on that, get back on the grind, and keep the videos coming. All right. I will talk to you soon, and good luck with everything. And have a good night.